Hey,
Hey y'all.
hey, hey.
Hey,
Girl, your hair looks good.
girl with the cap on.
Yes.
You know, this quarantine life, but we're gonna get it together.
Listen,
Your
I
hair looks
spent half my
good.
morning blowing mine out. Thank
I
you.
love it. Yes, how you been? It's been so long. Or it feels
I
like
know
it.
I miss you. It's been what, 2 months since I've seen you?
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, right before I left for the accelerator. So once all this dies down, we gotta have another happy hour.
Yes, ma'am. How's your family doing?
Good. Yeah, good. Just trying to remind them to stay in the house.
Yes,
Yeah. So, but no, everything is good. How's your family?
they're good. Same thing. Just everybody trying to remind each other to stay at home.
It's nothing that serious outside of the house. So, same for
Right.
y'all that are on this live. Stay at home. Stay at home so we can get back to normal. Um,
Yes.
well, I'm gonna just hop right in. I'm gonna put in the topic for those people who probably didn't see what we're chatting about today. Y'all, this is I'm just gonna put salary. I'm just gonna put negotiating during a crisis. I think that it pretty much covers everything because as you know, because you're the expert, it goes beyond just the salary. So
Yes.
I'm super excited to talk about it. There we go. Let me pin this.
Well, thanks for having me. I'm excited to give people resources because I know a lot of people are getting nervous and anxious
hmm
about money and negotiating. So I'm glad we're having this conversation.
Yeah, yeah, no, absolutely. I was actually having this conversation with one of my cousins. She's currently on the job market, and she was trying to figure out, well, like for one, are people going to even hire me right now? And then number two, like she just had another baby and she needs, she's looking to make more. And then she also just got her degree not too long ago. And so she's really nervous about, just having to take anything just because she feels like she doesn't have any other options. And so I was actually trying to find an article online just as a resource because I'm not the expert. So I was like, well, let me find a quick article online and give you some advice. But nobody's talking about it, and I think it's so important. So yeah, super, super excited about this topic. If you guys missed
Yeah.
it or you didn't see the social post, today we're going to talk about just the art or the importance really of negotiating your salary or your compensation package, especially during a time like this when this is probably the last thing that you think that you should be doing. And so I have the expert herself here, and she's gonna talk about it just to give y'all some information about her. So Jacqueline Twillie is a leadership and salary negotiation expert, and again, she's a total boss at this. She's an Amazon bestselling author, and she's also the founder of Zero Gap, which is a global training and which is a global training and development firm that specializes in women leadership within male dominated industries. Her company, Zero Gap, was also identified as one of the fastest growing companies by Inc. magazine just last year. And so she knows what she's talking about. Even Inc., co signed her as well. Outside of that, Jacqueline's life mission is to eliminate the gender wage gap by providing practical strategies that work for women or even just people, period, to advance in their careers and thrive in leadership roles and then ultimately get paid their worth.
Yeah.
And so all of that is definitely in line with what we're talking about. So thank you, Jacqueline, for coming on and welcome, welcome.
Thanks for having me, Brittany. I'm excited to dive in. I'm going to be giving tips from my book, Don't Leave Money on the Table. You mentioned I'm a best-selling author, and I'm also going to mix in some of the tips from navigating the career jungle because they're both applicable during this time where every company is kind of like in a new environment almost overnight.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And so I love that, the whole thought about not leaving money on the table. I can't tell you how many times back in my old job when I was working the 9 to 5 and I would interview people, and a lot of times, and it was mostly women, especially women of color, we would always we didn't negotiate our salaries. And
Right.
so for those of you all that joined the live today, take these tips in, and put them to use now. Even if you're currently working in the position and you've been looking to make more, these tips will definitely apply. And so,
For those of y'all who are joining us, what cities are you watching the live from? Because I'm curious to know where y'all at, because that helps in the context of negotiating for me to customize this a little bit more. So if you can pop in what city you're in, that would be great. Because I know one of the things that most of us think about when it comes to negotiating is, whew, I just need to be happy I got something, which is why when you mentioned when you were interviewing in your previous company, a lot of women of color don't negotiate because we have the mindset of, oh, I'm just so happy to have a job. Let me not rock the boat. This is, at least I got some steady income. But we're about to dig into some ways that really help you maximize having that steady income. Couple people from Slidell, my hometown. Hey, y'all. Columbus, Cincinnati, Ohio, relocating to Tampa, Florida. Hey, Lauren. Oh, my mom's on too. Hey, mama. I'm just scrolling through. We have some people in Atlanta, Jamaica. Yeah. Very good.
yes. Where else are y'all? Salt Lake City.
Slidell, but entertaining a move to Houston, Texas. Okay. Good deal. Good deal. So, from the great country of Texas, you are welcome to move here. Yeah, but I love Louisiana. Louisiana is home. But if y'all have any pressing questions as we dig in, let me know. If y'all have ever negotiated your salary before, go ahead and type in yes or no. Someone's in Houston but looking for remote work anywhere. Okay, cool. Good to know. Good to know. All right. This is good. For those of you who are just joining, just let us know what city you're in. And if you've ever negotiated, yes or no, there's no right or wrong. I'm going to give y'all some tips to help everybody be able to get paid what you're worth and not leave any money on the table.
Yes.
Hey, Leslie. Someone said yes, not really. Okay. Based in Jamaica, looking to transition into working for an international company. Okay, cool. All right, well, this gives us some context, Brittany. So that's good. So I can frame our responses in a great way. Riverside, California. Okay.
Yeah, we have a little bit from everywhere. So it looks like we have a good mixture of people all across, and people are looking to either just getting something new or just move, cross country. So you have negotiated, I need some work. Yeah. Okay, cool.
Okay.
So let's talk about for people that are currently looking for a job, or looking to transition maybe from one company to another. It looks like we have several people on here, and that's exactly what they're going through. And so, Jacqueline, quick question for you. For those people that are currently looking for a job, what are some things that they are like, how should they approach negotiating their compensation package? What are some things that they should keep in mind of, especially during a time like this?
Yeah, so especially during a time like this, there are a couple of things to keep in mind. You have to know the market rate and know your skill set, and understand that during an economic slow time, the market rate is different. So let me give y'all the definition of a market rate. A market rate is what someone gets paid in a geographic area with a certain skill set and a certain education background. So typically you can find your market rate online somewhere like salary.com, Glassdoor, payscale.com. Those are places where you can type in your information and they're going to give you a range. So given that we've been in a great economy until like the last month or so, what's going to happen is some of those numbers may be different from what the reality is of companies moving into this new normal that we're facing, because as we know, a lot of businesses are closed right now. So that means their budgets are going to be impacted moving forward. But that doesn't mean that they don't have money to give you things to negotiate for. So keeping that in mind, you have to know the market rate. And then this is equally as important. You have to know what you bring to the table. So you have to be able to articulate your skill set. So if you haven't updated your resume in a while, you need to go ahead and update your resume. If your LinkedIn profile is out of date, you have to update that, because if you can't showcase your value and back that up by talking through some of the things you've done in the past and how you can add value to a company, then when it comes to negotiating, they're not going to understand why they have to pay you more, because they don't understand the value. So start working on that. And so make sure you get those resumes and LinkedIn profiles together ASAP. That's going to be one of your biggest tools in your toolkit to help you negotiate.
Yes. When you've talked with some of your clients, and I'm pretty sure you may have asked them, or maybe how are they approaching salary negotiation? What are some common mistakes, or that you've seen like your clients make, or what they've made in the past?
Yeah, so this is big. In 2018, ZipRecruiter did a survey, and what they found is that people who don't negotiate stand to lose over $750,000 over the course of their career. $750,000 when you don't negotiate.
Shut up. That's
So
crazy.
when I tell you, do not leave money on the table, don't leave money on the table. So a couple of mistakes that people make is they assume they can't negotiate. They just make the assumption, oh, well, it's a bad time, the company doesn't have money. Or another mistake that people make is they'll say, I'm just scared. Let me just be happy I got some money. So that's another mistake that folks make. And then asking for an unreasonable amount. So I shared with y'all that the first step you need to do is understand the market rate. But in addition to the market rate, once you do the online stuff, the next step is you want to get on the phone with somebody who is a mentor or somebody in a professional association and ask them, hey, based on my experience, does this number sound about right? Because a big mistake people make is overestimating their skill level. So the role might be $110,000 on the low end to 125, and you go in asking for 120.